Level 0.1, Fire and Stone. This is the absolute baseline of civilization, where survival is a minute-by-minute battle. A species at this stage manipulates its immediate environment using raw muscle power and primitive tools chipped from rock or bone. The mastery of fire is the defining breakthrough of this era, providing warmth, protection from apex predators, and cooked food to fuel rapid brain development. However, life is incredibly fragile. Composed of small, nomadic bands, these early beings are entirely at the mercy of their environment. A single harsh winter or a localized drought can wipe out an entire tribe. Without written language, knowledge is volatile, forcing each generation to relearn basic survival skills from scratch. Energy consumption is limited to the wood they burn and the food they forage. It is a world of pure vulnerability, where nature is an unforgiving god and intelligence is merely a flickering spark in the dark. Level 0.4, Agricultural Mastery. The spark of intelligence begins to stabilize as nomadic wandering gives way to permanent settlements. At this level, a species learns to domesticate plants and animals, shifting from passive gatherers to active shapers of the landscape. Massive irrigation systems are carved into the earth to redirect rivers, allowing crops to flourish and populations to explode. With a reliable surplus of food, society fractures into specialized roles like builders, thinkers, soldiers, and rulers. The invention of writing locks knowledge into history, preventing the loss of hard-earned discoveries across generations. Empires rise, constructing massive stone monuments and roadways that span entire continents. Yet, despite these grand achievements, this level of civilization remains bound to the planet's whims. Energy is derived from animal labor, wind, and water. A single multi-year famine or plague can bring down an entire empire, reducing grand cities to silent ruins. Level 0.7, the Industrial and Digital Age. This is the precise stage where humanity finds itself right now. Civilization has unlocked the dense energy stored within ancient fossil fuels, sparking a global industrial revolution. Steam gives way to electricity, which rapidly gives way to the digital age. A global network of glass cables and invisible waves connects billions of individuals instantly, turning the planet into a hyper-connected nervous system. We can split the atom, edit genetic codes, and launch fragile metal probes into space. However, level 0.7 is the most dangerous stage a species can occupy. It is characterized by an extreme imbalance between technological power and systemic maturity. We possess the power to destroy our world through nuclear war or climate collapse, yet we lack the global unity to prevent it. We are entirely dependent on non-renewable resources, clinging to geopolitical divisions, leaving us one bad decision away from total self-extinction. Level 1.0, Planetary Civilization. This marks the entry into the true Kardashev scale, where a species achieves complete mastery over its home planet. The concept of borders and geopolitical conflict is a relic of the past, replaced by a unified global collective. Every single watt of energy striking the planet from its star is captured and utilized, with energy scarcity eliminated through perfected nuclear fusion and planetary solar grids. At this stage, natural disasters are a thing of the past because the species completely controls them. Hurricanes are dissipated before hitting land, earthquakes are diffused by shifting tectonic pressures safely, and the global climate is regulated like a thermostat. Cities expand into the deep oceans and the upper atmosphere. While extinction threats from within are gone, the civilization remains vulnerable to cosmic catastrophes like a massive solar flare or rogue asteroid striking from the dark. Level 1.5, Interplanetary Explorers. The species outgrows its cradle and spreads across its immediate solar system. At this level, the home planet is no longer the sole anchor of survival. Massive orbital elevators stretch into space, acting as highways for cargo and passengers. The Moon and neighboring planets become bustling industrial hubs. Mars and Venus undergo massive terraforming projects, slowly being engineered with breathable atmospheres and liquid oceans to support life. Mining operations on asteroids harvest rare minerals, fueling a space-based economy. Humanity is now effectively immune to single-planet extinction events. If an asteroid impacts Earth, civilization endures in the domed cities of Mars or the cloud habitats of Venus. However, travel is still restricted by conventional physics, making communication and governance over millions of kilometers a decentralized challenge. Level 2.0 – Stellar Masters. Civilization graduates to a scale that defies imagination. Instead of harvesting the energy that happens to hit their planet, a Level 2.0 civilization captures the entire energy output of their star. This is achieved by constructing a Dyson Sphere, a massive swarm of millions of orbital satellites enclosing the star completely. The energy unlocked is roughly 10 billion times what a planetary civilization uses. With this power, the species can manipulate the solar system like a chessboard. Megastructures the size of planetary orbits are constructed, offering living space for billions. Planets are shifted into perfect habitable zones using gravity tractors. Star-lifting operations mine the sun itself, stripping away hydrogen to extend its lifespan and harvest heavy elements. A Level 2.0 civilization is virtually immortal against natural cosmic threats, like passing black holes. Level 2.5 – Interstellar Colonizers. The home solar system is no longer big enough to contain the species' ambitions. Armed with the near-infinite energy of their Dyson Sphere, a Level 2.5 civilization begins bridging the vast gulfs between stars. They conquer the limitations of distance, utilizing advanced propulsion like antimatter engines or early space-time manipulation. Giant generation ships or automated siege ships travel at significant fractions of the speed of light, carrying millions of colonists to neighboring systems. Dozens of stars are surrounded by younger Dyson swarms, forming a localized interstellar network. Communication across light years is managed through quantum entanglement relays. The civilization becomes a tapestry of distinct worlds, bound by shared lineage. The species is no longer just a resident of a solar system. They are architects of a stellar neighborhood. Level 3.0 – Galactic Civilization. The entire galaxy becomes an interconnected playground. A Level 3.0 civilization has expanded across hundreds of billions of star systems, claiming the galaxy as its own. Traveling from one edge of the galaxy to the other is effortless, utilizing stable wormholes or warp drives to bypass the cosmic speed limit entirely. The immense power of the supermassive black hole at the galactic center is harnessed as a primary energy source, spinning out incomprehensible power. At this level, individual biological forms are obsolete, replaced by post-biological entities or digital consciousnesses. They can create artificial stars, dismantle planets for raw materials, and reshape nebulas. A Level 3.0 civilization operates on a timescale of millions of years, viewing the galaxy not as distant stars, but as a single canvas for supreme engineering. Level 4.0 – Universal Overlords. The boundaries of a single galaxy can no longer hold a civilization of this magnitude. A Level 4.0 civilization breaks through the intergalactic void, spreading across the cosmic web to inhabit the entire observable universe. The energy scale here is astronomical, tapping into the fabric of space itself. They harvest dark energy, the force accelerating the expansion of the universe, and manipulate dark matter like clay. Space-time is completely malleable. They can compress light years into millimeters, create pocket dimensions, and alter localized laws of physics. Galaxies are physically moved across the void, clustered together to prevent them from drifting away due to cosmic expansion. To a Level 4.0 civilization, individual stars are like grains of sand, rearranged at will. They face no external threats as they are synchronized with the universe. Level 5.0 – Multiversal Travelers. The universe itself is no longer a prison. A Level 5.0 civilization breaches the dimensional barriers of reality to access the multiverse, realizing their home universe is just a single bubble floating in an infinite ocean of alternative realities. Energy scarcity is entirely forgotten as they draw infinite power from adjacent universes with completely different physical laws. If their home universe faces the slow death of entropy, a Level 5.0 civilization simply migrates to a younger, more energetic universe or steps into a custom-engineered reality. They interact with alternative timelines, manipulating every possible outcome of history. They exist simultaneously across multiple dimensions, possessing a form of omnipresence that blurs the line between a technological civilization and the foundational architecture of cosmic existence. Level 6.0. The Omega Creator. This is the absolute final level, the ultimate peak of evolution, where civilization transcends the need for physical matter, energy, or dimensions. An Omega civilization is no longer a collection of beings or machines. It has become indistinguishable from God. They do not just travel the multiverse, they create it. They design entirely new universes from scratch, writing the laws of physics, adjusting gravity, and deciding whether life will exist. Time is not experienced sequentially. It is a physical dimension they can walk through, edit, or fold at will. The past, present, and future across infinite realities are fully visible and alterable. They exist simultaneously across multiple dimensions, possessing a form of omnipresence that blurs the line between a technological civilization and the foundational architecture of cosmic existence.